Hey YouTubers, I'm the Taylorette and I am feeling super creative this week, so I decided to make something that I have not made before. So I'm wanting to start with this blue material. It's a linen material and I want to stick with the Regency era patterns. So I pulled out my box of Regency patterns and I found the Sensibility pattern in there. So first step is to pull out the pattern pieces. And instead of cutting out my size, I like to take tissue paper and I'll trace my size on the tissue paper and then I'll cut it out. That way I can preserve all the sizes and I can make them for different people. Okay, so now that my pattern pieces are cut out, I'm ready to cut out my actual pieces for the jacket. So this is my first time making it. However, this is a linen, and so I might regret this, I'm not sure, but I'm going to line the back of this fabric so there's more stability so it's not floppy. So yeah, like I said, I might regret this, but hey, it's worth a try, right? So it probably seems weird to you that the fabric I'm using to give structure behind the linen is white. Well, I'm using white because the white is not going to show. It's just a basic white color. I don't have to use all my specialty colors that I use for my other dresses. So basically it's like what I've done in all my other videos is I bring two pieces together like this, pin them together, and then I stitch all the way around the edge and it becomes one piece, bringing a little bit more structure to the linen so it's not as floppy. Do that to all the pieces. I will skip showing you how I do this step because I have shown it in several other videos. And now I'm ready to put the bodice together, so I'm going to whip this up. I won't go step by step. I'm gonna work on the back pieces and get all that finished, and then I'll show you how I alter it after I get the bodice put together. The shell of the jacket made. Let me make sure that the measurement of the mannequin is where I need it. Yes, it is. So I added 1/2 inch on the mannequin to the bust size because if I'm wearing a dress underneath, I want to make sure there's some room in there. You can add a little bit more, but I tend to like mine a little bit more snug so it looks fitted and professional. I just realized I need to find the fold marks of this bodice because this is not very helpful if I don't know where everything's going to fold. So let me go get the pattern pieces. So it looks like there is no fold line, which makes sense down at the bottom. So there's no fold line on this bodice, but I'm going to find where it overlaps. And these buttons here tell me that it goes over that far. So I'm going to measure from the end of these buttons to the end of this, and it's about 4 inches. So I'm going to measure that on my bodice on the mannequin and see if it fits. Okay, so plus we have a seam allowance here, so I'm gonna say like 4 5/8 instead of 4. So I'll measure 4 5/8. Right there. Okay, so then I'll take this and I will match it to this pin down here. Make sure the pin is matching that edge right there. Pin it in place, and it looks like it overlaps all the way over there. It looks like it is a little bit roomy, so I'm going to take it in a little bit. Let me see if I can find 5/8 on the inside here. Maybe mark 5/8 up here so I have an even. A little bit more fitted. So I either could take it in here, which actually I think I will because that looks good like that. Let's see how much. So we've gone from the back, take it in about that much on each side evenly. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. It's like even all the way down. So I'll take the measuring tape and measure. That is about 1/2 inch all the way down. So it needs to be taken in 1/2 inch on each side. So I just made that adjustment and I think it fits perfectly. Now, instead of leaving it a straight line down here, I think I'm going to add a waistband. So I'll put the collar in first and do some of those steps first, and then I'll work on the waistband. Now I'm officially working on putting the collar together. I just stitched my pieces together down the center seam here, and I'm going to stitch around here and leave the inside open. My collar all stitched together, and I'm going to press it down. Collars are supposed to be nice and crisp, so it's important that we get our corners nice and pointed here. And taking this off the mannequin, and we're ready to attach the collar. Okay, finding the center back, pinning this to the top, the center back seam to the center. So I basted the collar onto the outer shell of the jacket, and now I'm ready to put the lining on. Okay, so for this lining, I would not recommend using the linen. I recommend using a cotton. However, I was kind of lazy and didn't want to do the facing part, which later on I'll figure that out, but this time I just need to get some creativity out of my system. So I'm creating the lining with the same as the outer shell, just so that when the collar flips out, it's the same. It's super lazy of me, but next time I will do it correctly. So, and stitch away. And because this is a curve, I like to trim my necklines down to 1/4 inch. Okay, so because I want to add the waistband down here at the bottom, I need to trim it up a little bit so that the waistband doesn't end up all the way down here. Because I want the waistband to be at just below under bust line here. I think I want, let's see. I think I want it to end right here. Okay, so I finally came to a conclusion, and I decided that this is where I want the waistband to start, and then the waistband will go down here. So because this is where the empire waist is, so I'm going to shorten it, but I'll cut it right here because I need that 5/8 seam allowance right here. See how it changes around? I think I just want it straight around the bodice. I'm going to have to kind of eyeball it to see how it looks. Okay, so I do actually like how this side looks. So I'm going to take it off, flip it around, I'll show you. Flip it around. I've done this on video before. And let's see. Match all my corners here. I basically created another half pattern for this. So I'm basically cutting right at the bottom here along that same line. There. It should be this exact same thing on the other side. So I'm now cutting up my waistband. I think I want my waistband to be total 1.5 inches. And then cut it at 34 1/4. Okay, I have my waistband. I'm going to interface one of them and then leave the other one normal. Okay, so I whipped up a waistband and it's ready to be stitched to the bodice now. Ready to stitch. I think I'll do this part on the serger actually, so it's a lighter weight here, so it's not super bulky. I have the waistband on, and the last part of the waistband part is to hand stitch it closed. So the waistband is on, and the sleeves and the buttons need to be added, and it's history from there, and it's done. So I don't think the sleeves will take me too long, so this will look fantastic once it's finished. With buttons should go here, and then sleeves will go here. It's looking like the sleeves look excellent. I'm very pleased with how it's looking. So the only thing is to put the buttons on, and I do have to hem the sleeves. There were no directions on how to hem the sleeves. So maybe, I think I might have missed something, I'm not sure, but I'll figure something out about that. But for right now, I'm going to put the buttons on. I've done a few of the finishing touches here, and I am for one last time putting this on the mannequin. And it is the end of the day today, so I didn't get to finish the sleeves. However, at least you can see the overall look of the jacket. And I would love to model it, but I do not have an underdress made for it. So hopefully that will be coming soon, and you'll see that pop up on my Facebook and Instagram. So there is one last step that I need to do on this before I actually call it a day today. I'm going to press this part down so that it's flat, like things that are not pressed correctly. So yeah, okay. So I got that pressed down just a little bit. And once I take it off the mannequin, I'll probably press it a little bit more to give it more crispness. But that, my friends, that is it for today. And this is the finished project. I hope to make a white dress to go underneath so that it looks more complete and it looks like you're actually wearing a jacket. That's why I can't try it on right now, because I don't have something to match it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and please subscribe because I have a tutorial coming out on Tuesday. And hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next week. So I pulled out the box. Okay, pattern in there. Okay, this is, okay, the first time was fine. Okay.